Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? I'm gonna assume you can. What's up? So I think this Sunday, doing these lives Sunday gets a little bit more love than the lives on Friday. So yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this live and Friday. I just put down a schedule together, so it's gonna be like I'm gonna do a video every Friday, a few hours after the live. I'm gonna do a live every Friday, just like normal. We're gonna do a live every Sunday, and then we're also gonna drop a podcast every single Tuesday. So that gives me a lot of stuff to do. So 2 lives a week, 1 video a week, 1 podcast a week. That's my dream schedule. So we're gonna go ahead and crush that. Guys, Mason, what's up, Mason? What's up? I love BMX. So here's the thing, guys. I took away all the wrenches. Yeah, so the first 5 people in the chat at the beginning of every single live get to be a wrench person for the day. Then at the end of the day, those wrenches go away and it restarts every single live. So it gives you a good reason to be here on time, hanging out with me in the live. So anyway, that rolls me into who's going to be our little moderators for this live. Rado was the very first one here. He was way early. I don't know if I should even count it. And he said, I hope I be here on this next one or on this one, but I don't know if he's here yet. We have Beef BMX, who was the first one here. Michael, Dustin, and Lucas. So yeah, Mason, you were this close, Mason, but Friday, you're gonna have another shot. We're still gonna do those lives on Friday. How is everyone's weekend? That's the serious question. Let me know how the weekend was because yeah, because I'm curious. I got a little sunburn. We were talking earlier about those guys in the Midwest having to shovel out snow. And I'm like, I went and rode yesterday. If you guys saw that short I posted, it had the beautiful sunset. It was like 50 or 60 all day. So I definitely feel for you guys out there shoveling snow. Hopefully we're coming up to the end of it though. Hopefully we're gonna be in the clear, no more snow, riding bikes. What's up, Chris? I hope your weekend was terrible, Chris. Um, anyway, let's see what else we got. Yeah, Lucas. I think Lucas was technically number 5. So anyway, those are the wrenches, guys. That's what's going on. I'm glad most of you had a good weekend, except Chris. Um, I miss Chris. Chris and I rode yesterday. Lucas is talking about his that video with your BSD build, right? What's up, Blake? Um, That's crazy that it's over 5K. So my videos take forever to get to 5K. So good job, dude. Yeah, I mean, every time you put something there, Lucas, like it's super high quality. All the stuff you do. So I mean, kudos to you. You definitely deserve it. Never Enders in here. Hey man, you do it at any other playlists? You do like a more mellow playlist than that more mellow than the one that you sent the first time. Plug your playlists. I think they're dope. Let's see. I Love BMX was at school. So there's so many. You know what, Mason? We're gonna say you were number 5. I'm gonna throw you in here with the wrench. Yeah, guys. So be early to the yo, what's up, Sabaeth? We got Sabaeth, we got Chris. These are the El Paso homies who are now not going to be able to post chat because they're being annoying. So I love you guys, but don't blow up my chat. So anyway, love you guys. We'll see you next weekend. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Blake, you got to be earlier, man. Blake, how is your bike situation going? Blake had a sprocket, like a broken sprocket. Then he super glued his sprocket. And from what I heard, he got a new sprocket. Is that true, Blake? Are you shredding? Let's peep the Instagram. I follow Blake, so we'll see. If you guys want, follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back right now, but only right now. Did you know there's this little button down here? Oh, you guys can't see it. Like in the corner, if you just double tap it, switches your accounts. I get surprised by that every single time. All right, let's see what Blake is up to. Oh, Bizzle. Bizzle's a guy that hangs out in the live sometimes. He's gonna be a dad. He just posted that on Instagram. Congrats, man. I'm gonna type congrats. If you guys follow Bizzle, tell him congrats. Congrats with the balloons. Yep, there we go. That's awesome. Um, oh yeah, Blake. Blake. That's what see, guys, this is why social media is bad. I deleted TikTok because anytime I go on there, I would just keep scrolling and like I wouldn't get anything done. So let's see. Blake, we're still seeing the scoot scoot. Oh, here's a bike clip. There we go. Nice, man. You got the stair drop. Happy 16th, late 16th birthday. We told you happy birthday on the last live, I think, but happy birthday again. Dude, it's sick to see you riding, sick to see those clips. You guys are awesome. Michael Baldwin was one of the guys in here earlier. He says he loves BMX, been doing it for over 20 years, and it's his favorite thing to do. I'm only at 10 years, maybe 11 years, but wow, you've been riding for a long time. That's awesome, man. Prithvi is in the chat. What's up, Prithvi? I'm glad am I saying that right, man? I love BMX is leaving, so see you later. I was gonna say, oh, Michael, that's what I was gonna say. Like, isn't it crazy to look back 20 years ago to how BMX was versus like what it's at now? It's just like when I talk to different guys who have been in it for a while, they're talking about like these 14-inch chain stays and stuff like that, and it just blows my mind. Blake, you got to prop your phone up and get some self-filmed clips. That's the only way to do it. All right, so here's a super good question from Isaiah Furrow. He's commenting on a couple of different videos, making some really good points on them. I replied to one of these, so it's not going to show up, but basically what he was commenting on was my cult reviews. And on the cult reviews, I'd say like cult access and cult gateway are single wall rims. And then the cult control and the cult devotion are, well, anyway, we'll get into that in a sec. But basically the cult lists that the access and the gateway have cult match rims, which are technically double wall rims if they're talking about the aftermarket ones. However, these are cult match single wall rims. And it's like super annoying that Colt doesn't necessarily specify. The only way you can find that information is on a couple different websites that are selling the bike. Colt just says Colt match rims, which is a little bit misleading. So he was super convinced that the gateway and the access had double wall rims, and I was like, no. That like they're single wall. The control has a double wall back rim, but that's kind of frustrating how Colt does that and not just say, oh, these are single. Like, why? You know what I mean? Frustrating. What's up, Eugene? Welcome to the live. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, so glad you're here hanging out. Eugene likes kink BMX bikes. Eugene, what is your favorite kink bike? Is it the Curb? Is it the Gap? Is it the Williams? Let me know. I'm curious because mine's definitely the Switch, but so we're talking about filming ourselves. Um, I told Blake to film himself, and that's how he gets those clips. But what I normally do if I don't have a tripod, which it is hard to just travel around with a tripod, is if you get your phone, I just set it on the ground and then find like a rock. Okay, this is water, but this is a rock for this example. And you can just lean it on your rock and then hope that it's going to film you and then go off and ride. But yeah, I know what you guys mean. That is super Annoying. What's up, Aiden? Aiden just popped in here. Oh, back to the tripod thing though. Yeah. So if you guys they make tripod mounts that screw into the tripod and then clamp your phone. If you don't have one of those, this guy Trey Bikes, do you guys might know who he is on Instagram. He gets his tripod and raises it all the way. And in that spot where it raises and lowers, he puts his phone and then lowers it and tightens it. So his phone just sits like where the tripod moves up and down. And that works because he doesn't have a clampy thing. So that pro tip. Who's talking about pegs here? So Prithvi says, how high is a decent hop, bunny hop? I can do 22 inches. So that's almost 2 feet. That's pretty solid, man. I think, I mean, so if you are hopping technically 2 feet, that means you can grind something that's 2.5 feet because your pegs are about 10 inches taller than the bottom of your tires. 2.5. And I think most rails are maybe what, 4? I'd say 4. So once you can hop high enough to grind on rails, I think that's probably like pretty solid. So you need to pretty much hop another foot and a half. Hop another foot and a half, and then you'll be able to grind rails. Like, that's pretty exciting. Oh, Blake sent me a little edit. I'm gonna have to watch it after this. Yeah, guys, tag me in your stuff. Like, I love seeing it. I love watching you guys ride and watching you guys progress. Yo, Bypaths, what's up, man? Bypass says 3 pegs, 2 pegs, or 4 pegs. It's a good discussion here because we have hmm. For me personally, it's 2 pegs because grinding on the left side for me is super hard. I don't know why I really struggle with it, but I've never really spent much time on it. So I always just have my 2 pegs. I put one front peg on the other side to learn crooked grinds. And then I landed one, then I took it off because I think Barrick needed it and it was his peg. I've never paid for pegs. So anyway, I took it off and I can't crook it anymore regardless. So for me, 2 pegs, 2 pegs. I don't know, man. 4 pegs add a lot of weight, and if I'm not even using it, like that's silly. Um Bypass says, when are these vlogs coming out? And I was just thinking about that. Um let's call Barrick is like the only guy I have here to ride with in Las Cruces, and maybe he's down to film, but to do a vlog, like you just need someone constantly filming all the time. And I don't know if I have anyone to do that. It'd be a lot of fun though to vlog. But so bypass that brings me what I was talking about at the beginning here is kind of like my planned schedule. So it's going to be every Friday we have the live in the morning. Friday morning for me, we're doing the live. Then Friday evening, a post comes out. So a new video comes out, whether it be a review, whatever it is. It's going to be a new video every Friday after the live. Okay. Sunday is going to be this live, the later live. So we're going to have 2 lives a week now, and it's going to be consistent. It's already put in my calendar. So, and then then Tuesday is going to be a podcast. The podcast's going to come out first on the podcast. I'm going to send you guys that link again. So you guys subscribe on Spotify, I think. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't know. I listened to like 20 podcasts in my whole life, and that's it. So I'm gonna send you guys this link. Subscribe on however you subscribe. I don't know. However you do podcast, because it's gonna come out first audio, and then I'll upload it Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure yet. Onto YouTube as the video version, but it's going to come out a little later just because I have to export it and all that stuff. But that's going to be the week. So that way, throughout the whole week, you guys can get a different type of content. And eventually we'll work vlogs in there, like Mondays would be cool or something like that. I don't know. But that's the new schedule. So mark your calendars. But yeah. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Prithvi finally got an Insta. Yeah, I think Prithvi, you followed me. I followed you back. Welcome to Instagram. You are gonna I don't know, man. I love social media, but at the same time, I hate it because you get to experience a lot. Like you can see different riders and everything like that. But in the same sense, if a lot of people would put their phones down and actually ride their bike instead of spending time on social media, they'd be a lot better at riding bikes. So I don't know. There's pros and cons to social media for sure. Prithvi, just make sure that you are not wasting your time on that social media. Lucas, no, we already answered Lucas' question. Um, there's a really good question here. Hold on. Beef BMX said to try a pop socket for filming yourself. That's a good idea. You guys, I don't know if you know what a pop socket is. I'm sure you do. But it's that thing that sticks on your phone and then pops out. And like you could pop it out and then just prop it up. And good idea. Good idea. What a moderator. Look at that guy, guys. Good job, Beef BMX. Lucas learned switch grinds. Good job, man. Good job. Um, sometimes I'll switch like double peg without pegs just on my axles. And I don't think that's very good for them, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Aiden says, how do you three tap? Look at this perfect finger bike example for three taps. We got the finger bike. Thanks, Jeff. Um, First, man, you need to be able to 180. That's all I'm gonna say. I know you can 180. You're also really small. Guys, if you guys watch Aiden's like YouTube or something, it's crazy how tiny he is and how he's able to actually like hop the bike in 180 because there's no way if I was that tiny, I would really struggle. Oh, I also saw like Caden BMX on Instagram. That kid's insane. He's like teeny tiny, but he's on a 16-inch. But like backflips, what? Bar airs, what? That's crazy. Anyway, three taps. Okay, so you have your bike, you're gonna 180, right? Hop 180, but when you 180, you have to have your hips back more. So pop the 180 like normal, but land instead of like sucking up and leveling out, you want to land a little back tire heavy. So when you do that, all right, this is hard to see from here. Here we go. Hop, okay. 180. The bars aren't going to spin like that. And then you're going to land a little back tire heavy. And when your back tire hits, you're pressing down with your pedal, and that's what's giving you pedal pressure. Then you twist your hips the way that you're spinning. So you land into it, right? The pedal pressure keeps that front wheel up, and then you twist your hips and turn your head the way that you're spinning. And that's what finishes out the tap. So maybe you guys can see it like right here. I don't know, man. Wait, need some light. All right. Hop, okay, 180, land like this, pedal pressure, twist your hips back, turn your head, boom. You're solid. You just did it. It'd be really cool to see you do a couple attempts, Aiden, and then just send it to me on Instagram, and I'll tell you what you're doing right or wrong. But yeah, I think Blake, I don't know if Blake's talking to you, but he says, film yourself. And that's, dude, I was just thinking of that today because like I've started trying to do better no-footed cans, and I do them, but I know they look awful. So I need to film it, and I need to see what my hips are actually doing and how I'm getting my feet out because they're not clicking right. So I'm gonna film it, I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna try again and again and again. So yeah, that helps so much. Um, Kino Shin Kino Shinobi. I think I said that right. I'm pretty confident. What's up, man? Welcome to the live. Um, oh, Prithvi is shouting out his Instagram, guys. Prithvi just got an Instagram, so follow him if you are looking for new BMXer content. I guess I followed him, so follow him. You guys ever go to Sonic? So I only go sometimes, and when I do, I get like a uh cookie dough Oreo blast, or I get a Coke Zero with cherry vanilla and lime. But if any of you guys right now watching are in the UK or like somewhere not the US, look at how big this cup is. Isn't this crazy? It's like 44 ounces. When I was in the UK, I was so blown away because, like, I don't think you have different sizes. I think you get a drink with your meal, and it's like your soda is like this tall. That's like this tall. This is all you get over there in Europe. And I guess maybe that's why they're in a lot better shape than we are, is because you can't get these giant, like, this is crazy, but it's good. So anyway, there was a really good question, and now I got distracted. Never Ender got it saved on Spotify. He says the podcast is done well. Thank you. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just trying my best here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Adam, what's up, Adam? Welcome to the live. Adam says, "What's the best bike for a beginner?" I used to kind of BMX when I was like 10 to 12, just jump some dirt. I'm 5'7", 200 pounds, mainly going to ride park. Um, like my gears are turning here. So even though you're a beginner, if you weigh 200 pounds, I'd say to get mid-level quality. I weigh like 210, and when I was younger, I weighed around say 180. And even though I was a beginner, just basic things that I would do, like drops and whatnot, would break the high tensile steel. So that's my first thing. Make sure your bike is, I mean, I'd say full chromoly for sure if you can afford it. If you can't, I mean, tri moly is better than full high tensile steel. So that would put you at something like, I mean, dude, I always recommend the kink whip, especially for your size. The 20.5-inch top tube would be great for you. It's full chromoly with double wall rims, so the 200 pounds would be just fine. And it's well-rounded geometry, so it's not park specific, it's not dirt specific. It's good for riding everything. Also, a Sunday X would be pretty solid. For you though, I'd get the cassette version and not the free coaster version. It's got a little more of a responsive chainstay. And yeah, the cassette, I mean, maybe you want to ride a free coaster, so there's also that free coaster option. But I'd decide between those two for sure, the Kink Whip or the Sunday X. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Glad you're getting back into BMX. It's always super cool to see someone get a new bike and get into the sport. This sport is, guys, if you guys stick with it, it is so crazy to me how things happen, like how people are connected. Um, I went so I when I lived in Montana, I would go to Denver sometimes, and I met this guy named Twan in Denver. Really good guy, kills it on the bike. And then a couple years later, I was in Phoenix, staying there, doing stunt shows and stuff for just like a week. And I'm pretty sure that's when I was there. But I was riding at Chandler with Dakota Brat from Tucson. He was there, and then Twan, the guy I met in Denver like 2 years ago, just happened to be on a road trip and showed up at Chandler. And it's like, yo, what's up? It's just random. And then like I met a guy that I rode in a contest with in St. Louis when I was like 15 or 16 at Woodward when I was in my 20s. And it's just like new people getting into the sport. You guys meet all these different people. It's just it's crazy. You guys will experience this in like the next 5 years if you keep riding, and you'll be like, wow, I remember that time that Doug said that about, it's wild for real. Bypaths. Oh, Bypass is giving some three tap advice. Dude, solid advice. Um, oh, Prithvi's plugging the free BMX bike recommendation. Yes, Prithvi, good job. Adam, I'm gonna send this also. It's just the link, man. All you have to do is fill out these questions: name, email address, who's it for, skill level, height, budget, and if you ride park, dirt, or street. It just gives me a better way to like really fine tune a solid bike for you. I'm gonna throw this in here. It also puts you on my email list where I send you random videos that I do not post on YouTube, like tips for warranty or whatever it may be. So yeah, do that. Emmanuel Cruz says, "We love you, Dougsterbob." Oh, dude, you're dope. This is so cool. Guys, every single live I do, I talk about how the first one that I did, I didn't like, no one was really on it. So I made up questions or found questions off Google, and that's how it was. But now, like, you guys come hang out with me and ask all these questions, and we're building a community. It's crazy. Yeah, so Adam's talking about not finding any bikes in stock, and that's a huge problem right now, especially because so early in 2020, I think more so the people that manufactured the bikes were hit with COVID and like regulations in the factories, like they're not able to have as many people in there at the time. So obviously they're not able to produce as much as they were before. Shipping got a lot harder and things like that. But there was also a huge influx of people getting back into the sport. So the timing there of like factories not being able to have workers and people wanting bikes just like made all bikes almost impossible to get. So right now, it's been that way forever, and like they're still trying to catch up. Any drop that they do, so like re-upping on product sells out really quick. Um, I burped. It sells out so fast, but now they're at the point right now where they're getting ready and gearing up for their 2022 bike lines that I highly doubt they're gonna drop any more, from here to when they launch 2022. I think everything that we've seen thus far is all that we're gonna get until the new lines come out. So, I mean, that's just speculation, but I'm 99% sure. I know those start to get in the works, like, early or later in 2020, they started working on the 2022 line. Doesn't make sense to me, but it's like 2 years ahead of time. So anyway, I don't think bikes are gonna become more available until that new line launches. So some advice for you, man, is to I did see Source having some like cult bikes in stock and things like that. So double check Source. You can also find random places like I'm an affiliate with Chain Reaction, and sometimes they have things in stock just because they're more mountain biking that most people looking for BMX don't actually go on there. The other thing that I've told people to do that helps out a lot is call around to your local shops. So like if you're willing to drive 100 miles to pick up that bike, then call shops within that radius. Call different shops because I could almost guarantee you there's a bike shop in Lancaster, California with a kink switch, a kink cloud, and a kink God, what's the other one? A kink Williams. They had all three in stock when I was there early like a few months ago, right? And I can almost guarantee they're still in stock. And that's because people who are trying to buy online are just Googling the bikes and not necessarily looking around. So I mean, call shops in your area and say, "Hey, I'm looking for this. Do you have it? Or what do you have in a 20-inch, 20.5, whatever." So try that. Hopefully you can find something and get on the bike, man. The longer you wait, the less you're progressing. So I'm super excited for you to get a bike and get in the sport though. So a really good question up here. Guys, I'm behind again. You guys are popping off with so many questions. If you put in a question and I don't get to it like right away, just give me time. I'm scrolling down. But once we get closer to an hour, I start skipping around more. But right now I'm trying to just be like fully attentive and answer every single question. Chase recommends full titanium and Chase, I miss you. Good job climbing the mountain. Um Chase, that steak I sent is apparently like 140 grams of protein. Isn't that crazy? Blake, send me the clip. I will try and look at it, but I don't know, man. Like it takes me a lot of time with everything. So if I have time, I'll check it out and send you like a video of me talking about it. But I try and only do that for the people who are signed up for the BMX advice. I know money is tight for you and your family, so you can go ahead and send that clip. And when I have time, I will check it out for you. But when I have time, okay, cool. Dustin says he's thinking about picking up the Devotion in the Prism color. Wanted the free coaster though. Might have to buy an extra wheel. Dustin, I'm gonna send you this. This came up on one of the lives, but I was thinking it was a cassette. Eastern makes an Ezra free coaster, and my good friend in Phoenix rides these, and dude, for just the hub, it's 120 bucks, but it's a free coaster and it's really solid. It's got three different slack options. So if you like, it's not twist adjustable, so you can't really fine tune it as much. You have to put in different discs based on how much slack you want. But the good thing about that is it's a lot more reliable. So yeah, I think the best way, man, is get the bike and then get the second wheel, because then you have options. You might absolutely hate a free coaster. And if you buy a bike with a free coaster, you're going to be doing that anyway, buying that second wheel. So check out this free coaster. You're going to have to get it laced up though, but it's really affordable and it's actually pretty solid. Marvin said, "Man, I'm late again. I'm at the parking trying to relearn my 180s." What's up, Marvin? Glad you made it though. So yeah, you're doing better than some people. God, I need a new desk. I think that's gonna be, look at this. That's gonna be my next investment. It's like a nice desk. Austin says, "How do I click a turn down past 180? I can't get my bars in line with my frame. Oh, wait, I can get my bars in line with my frame, but can't seem to get it any further." Austin, I love turn downs. First, though, guys, we're at 13 likes. Every time we're at 13, we get stuck there. I hate that number. Just one person make it 14. Every time I see it, I get angry. Okay, Austin, turn downs. I do turn downs quite a bit. And the thing that helped me was lay on my back. Okay. You can lay on your back with your bike above you. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have a bike and I don't have much room, but lay on the back with your bike above you and then practice it that way. And one thing you're going to notice is that you need to twist your hips. So you use your hands to pull your bars one direction and your hips twist that direction until you snap. And when you snap, you're pulling with one hand back in towards your hip and extending your other hand to turn it over. And then you're twisting your torso over. Dude, but do it on your back because then you can really feel out like what is happening and how the motion's working, because it's weird. Like you're folding yourself into a pretzel while you're going up in the air, and like it's not natural. So it's not going to feel natural at all. You like practice it on your back, and then once you can fully understand what you need to do to fully extend it, the second thing that's going to help you is doing it like a look back. So for me, we have a fly out that you could go straight, like it's just a fly out with a flat. Okay. So you could jump and turn to the left, jump and turn to the right, whatever. And I hit that thing to look back with the turn down so I can pop out and fling my bike out this way, and then I turn down to my left. And what that does is that brings the bike whipping into the turn down naturally so that you're halfway there when you snap the turn down. You're meeting your bike halfway and turn downing into it. I know it doesn't make sense with my hands, like I'm doing this like it's supposed to mean something, but I'm sorry. But yeah, so like you twist it out, right? And then you can turn down into it. So doing the look back motion is what really gives you more of an understanding and it helps you ease into the click a little more. I think a lot of people get stuck trying to turn down straight down, and you turn your bars like this much and that's all you can get. So once you one stretch it out on the back, figure that out, and then do it with a look back, you're going to be like, "Oh, okay, okay." But that those tricks, like good tables, good turn downs, good euros, good inverts, those take way more time than people expect. I had double whips before I could do a good turn down. So it's cool you're spending time on those tricks because they look so good and they're fun to just throw. So keep up that dedication, man. That's the best tip. Bypaths said, "I got profile minis. Is it worth going up to the elites?" I don't think so, honestly. I mean, the elites, it's like a brand new rider. You guys could probably think of this guy or someone at school that you know, right? That always has the most expensive shoes or something like that, where they just want to flex on you with their shoes or whatever it may be. I don't know. Maybe they carry around G2 pins instead of just normal pins, whatever it may be. That's how I feel about elites. Elites are designed with almost no, what's it called? Slack, I guess, with almost no slack. So when you pedal, you're instantly getting pressure on the cassette and turning the wheel. And it's because they have like, I don't know, like a million points of engagement or something. They have a bunch of pawls in their driver. So no matter what, that pawl is grabbing and it's turning the wheel. Where the minis, I think, have six or eight. So there's a point where you pedal and it's not engaging right away until that next pawl catches. So the elites eliminate that, and the only reason that that's important is for racing, so that they can get every ounce of pedal out of that pedal, and that's literally all elites do that separate them from the minis is more points of engagement, less slack when you pedal. So I don't think it's worth it unless you want some really, really expensive wheels to like brag about to your friends. And then yeah, then I guess it's worth it. But for riding purposes, no, they're not. They're just a big flex. All right, we got the turn downs, we got the profile elite question. We got Marvin, we got Dustin talking about picking up the cult devotion in a prism color. Okay, we talked about that. Um, Talked about Blake's question. Captain Crunch, what's up, Captain Crunch? I don't know if you had a question earlier or not. If you did, I definitely missed it. But um Shivnan says, is the We the People good for a 5'10" person? This is a very confusing question. Like which We the People, man? There's so many different We the Peoples in this bike line. And it just depends. 5'10, I'd say something with a 20.75 or a 21-inch top tube. So, I mean, yeah, We the People with those specs. I do think some of We the People's bikes are a little overpriced. So, but you'll have to check out the reviews on the certain bike that you're looking at. Marvin, good luck with those 180s. Have fun. Oh, I scrolled way up and read some comments on the way up. Oh, here we go. This is what Shivnan is talking about. Is the We the People Reason 2021 a good bike for a tall 5'10" person? I gotta look at it again. I don't think I like the Reason, to be honest. Uh, oh no. I love the Reason. The Reason was a super good bike. Yeah, no. Hold on. Let's see what the top tube size is. I feel like it's a 20.5. 20.75. Yeah. No, dude, the Reason is solid for you. That's a good bike. It's again, I feel like it's pretty expensive, but bike-wise, it's solid. Adam says, that helps. Thank you. I really enjoy this channel and I'm excited to progress. I race cars, so I love to send it. That's Racing cars is a whole nother level of scary. Um, I think like it goes BMX, dirt bikes, and then like car and motorcycle racing. You guys see that on the motorcycles? Those guys go like 200 miles an hour. They're cornering and their knees touching the ground. No way, man. No way. That's insane. Blake says Dougsterbob is a good man. You know, Blake, thank you. I appreciate that. Gail's watching this while driving home. I do not recommend that. Um, don't sue me. Yeah, Lucas, where did Aiden go? He was here for like 5 minutes and then he left. All right, Captain Crunch is 35, getting back into it. Guys, the podcast, like I mentioned, every Tuesday I'm going to drop it on the audio platforms, and then like Wednesday or Thursday the video version. But I'm gearing this podcast more so for the older guys. I mean, there's good content in there for everyone, but I do want to curate it more so for the older guys because I think there's a lot more like BMX history stuff that I could just kind of talk about. And in this last one, I talked a little bit about Colin Winkleman, whose birthday would have been a few days ago. Old school legend. I talked about the We the People hybrid free coaster, Colt's new frames, the big boy joining Sabrosa, like and how that ties into some drama. So it was a lot of fun to actually research it and do a solid podcast. It's only half an hour long, but I think for the older guys like Captain Crunch, you guys will really, really enjoy that. Prithvi says, I can't wait to get my license so I can go to the skate park without relying on your parents. Prithvi, funny story. So I was very fortunate to move. I used to live in Arizona and I moved to New Mexico in high school to live with my grandparents and go to like an early college high school. But living here with them was the best thing ever because every single night at 7, one of my grandparents would take me to the skate park. Usually it was my grandma, and she'd sit in the car for 2 hours talking to her sister on the phone while I rode my bike. And that was so nice, like, and it was something I definitely took for granted because now it's like, I hate driving to the skate park. I hate it. It's like, it was so much nicer to be able to just chill in the passenger seat and play on my phone and just show up at the skate park. So, enjoy the little things like that, man, because I promise one day you're gonna miss it. John, what's up, John? Welcome to the live. Glad you're here. He says, I'm a beginner, but is it a good idea to get the kink switch because it will last and I won't need to upgrade parts? John, the quick answer is yes. Um, but when I do that, I recommend people getting bikes that are a little bit higher quality for them only if they plan to stick to the sport. So if you're just getting into the sport, John, to ride for like a few months or something like that, and you're not gonna actually need that quality out of the bike, you could get by with a $300 $400 bike. And I feel like bike shops, I don't know. I don't know. I've never tried to buy a bike at a bike shop, but I feel like they're going to pressure you on getting the best quality regardless because it's the best quality. And yeah, that's true, but only for people who plan to like ride for 7 years and progress and eventually want to become pro. If you just want to ride your bike to ride with your friends or ride with your kids, like, you don't need to spend that much money. You can to flex and to not have to worry about little things breaking, but you really don't have to. And I love being able to be like straight up about that with you guys because I'm not getting anything out of it. So, you have to answer that question yourself. Do you plan to ride for a long time, or is this kind of like a short-term thing where you're just going to be riding for a little bit to hang out or whatever it may be? Because like I said, you'd be just fine with a Gap or a Gap XL if you're not planning to ride for a couple years. Does that make sense? I hope that answers your question. Dustin says Dougsterbob is a great guy for helping better the BMX community. Dude, that means so much. Um, that's the whole goal, man. And it's crazy. I was looking through, I told this on the last live. I was looking through my podcast or my Google Drive, and I had like a journal entry from 2017 when I first started Dougsterbob.com. And it was like, my website had 50 views today. And I was like, I was hyped on that just because the teeny amount of impact that I can have really means a lot. And but then to look back to there to where we are now with like the YouTube, the podcast, the website, everything else, and like actually having people get into the sport because of me, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So that really means a lot, Dustin. I appreciate the kind words. Chase. Okay, I guess here I just skipped to the bottom. I saw Chase say, "What about me?" Um, Chase is my favorite. One time, let's funny story, Chase. Let's talk about Denver. Chase, you want to be on the live with me? I'll come bring my stuff over to your house. We can eat cereal and we'll do the live and tell some funny stories. Chase is Rufus KBK. Chase lives here. Chase was my idol when I first moved here and got into the sport. But Chase was cool because for the it was a good influence to have around the park in terms of like just a solid guy, right? Him and Mike low-key bullied me the whole time. Uh, but it was nothing but good vibes. And so then he took me on a trip with them to Denver. So we got me, was it Mike and Nick and Chase, and this was right. This is funny because right before on the trip, I was like peeing all the time. We had to stop on the way to Denver. It's like a 9 hour drive, probably 7 times, so that I could pee on the side of the road. And then we got to Denver, and like for breakfast, I got a dozen donuts and a bag of lettuce because I wanted to balance it out. That's not how it works, but I thought so. Anyway, a couple months after that trip, I found out I was diabetic. And so that whole trip, man, I was just like, oh yeah, we picked up Zach Scaroni at the airport. But the whole time on that trip, I was cranky. I hated Chase. I was just having a bad time. I was peeing all the time. I felt bad. And so, like, figuring out I was diabetic after that was like, oh, that explains it. So I'm glad Chase is still my friend after that whole situation. And sometimes we go play game night at his house. And yeah, one day we will do cereal. Chase keeps telling me we're going to do cereal. Um, when are you gonna have Barrick? Chase, I told Barrick straight up, I said, dude, he has a bunch of ideas to make content, and then I'm like, you do it. I will put it on here. I'll give you a percentage, like a good percentage. And he's like, oh, okay. And every time I see him, I'm like, yo, you make any videos? He's like, no. So Barrick's never gonna get on here. Never, ever. Um, oh my god, we got some. Hold on, I gotta find some good questions. Dallas L says, I just bought a Panza 2021 Cult Devotion signature. Um, it's coming tomorrow. I'm a beginner, going to be mid. I'm 5'9". Do you think it's a good bike? Dallas, I do think it's a good bike. One thing about it, though, is the 21-inch top tube is fine. Like for your size, it's going to feel really flowy and really controlled. But the Devotion has a 13.6-inch chainstay. And this is really long compared to like new standard BMX frames. And that's also just going to make it more flowy, more controlled. So if you're a guy who dreams of doing 720s and triple tail whips, like that Devotion is not going to be it for you. But you're just starting out, you're progressing to mid-level, so that's going to give you good control, which is the most important thing right now. So yeah, no, I think you made a very, very good choice with that. Um, all right, guys, I'm just trying to find some good questions here. Glossy popped in and said, "What's going on here?" Well, Glossy, we're doing a live. I feel like I missed a good amount of questions, but Um, we're at 48 minutes, so I'm going to start popping around to see solid questions and, just ones that stick out to me. I'm going to answer them. If I miss your question, I'm super sorry. Come hang out on Friday at 11 my time. I don't know what time it is your time. Friday at 11 in the morning or the following Sunday, but I'm going to try and answer all these before I go. These lives are so fun for me because it's nice to just interact with you guys. Alex Zimmerman says, thoughts on the Cult 2 short frame and is it a good one? So we touched on this a little bit in the podcast that's coming out and then also talked about it last live. Basically, I mean, the new Cult 2 short is the same as the old Cult 2 short. It's Panza's signature, right? The reason it's too short is that chainstay is like 12.6, 6.5 centered, I think, 12.5 slammed, which is just like I talked about with the Devotion. It's very, very, very responsive. If you have big feet, like I have size 13 feet, when you pedal, your feet are going to hit your pegs or your axle. So that could be very annoying if you have big feet. But other than that, what it's going to do is it's going to make it really responsive. Spins are going to be easy. Manuals are going to be easy to get into, but a little harder to control. But think about how, like, Garrett Reynolds is my favorite example. Think about how Garrett rides, very responsive, lots of spins, quick bar spins, like just bang, 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 bang. And then think about how Gary Young rides. Okay. Garrett Reynolds is on a short chainstay, like the 2 short frame. Gary Young is on a long chainstay, like the Colt Devotion. So keep that in mind. that's how the chainstay really does fluctuate your riding style. Um, yeah. Can we get 20 likes before the end of this video? I'm gonna cross and in some of the We the People reviews, I was like, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. I'm trying to get at least 3 likes. You guys are awesome. You guys always like the stuff. So I'm hyped on that. Now, Ryan says I'm on a budget and I'm thinking about getting the Mission Deploy free coaster. Um, Ryan, ooh, I honestly don't know anything about the Mission Deploy free coaster. I know most mission parts are pretty solid. But here's the thing. So it goes like basic beginner parts that come on beginner bikes that are mass produced and not name brand or anything. And then it goes mission, um, Salt, brands like that, they're a little bit better than these, like, really mass-produced bikes, but they're not as good as those aftermarket brands like Odyssey, Shadow, brands like that. So it sits right here in the middle. It is a little bit better than what you would get on a basic complete bike, but it's not near as good as those $110, like, say, Odyssey handlebars versus, $40 Mission bars. There's just a whole nother level of craftsmanship and like attention to detail that goes into those more expensive parts. So if you are really trying to ride it for a long time and not have any issues, I would just step it up and get like a cinema free coaster. But if you are just like you really want to go on the budget and you're okay with maybe replacing it in a year, then yeah, man, go ahead. I've ridden a handful of those cheaper end parts, and for the most part, the only thing I've noticed is that they break earlier than the other things, but I still get like a year, 8 months to a year out of them, which is fine, and I'm pretty abusive on parts. So if you're okay with replacing that, then yeah. This is cool. Beef BMX says, "I learned 180, 360, 180, etc. on a Walmart bike because I couldn't afford anything else. If you don't have a ton of cash, don't feel like you can't get into it." This is really true. Let's see. My first bike was a Walmart bike, and I don't think I was ever able to 180 it until I got like a DK reaction. But that Walmart bike was just super huge. If you are very dedicated, like Beef BMX, you can make it work on anything. And the biggest thing that I've noticed from the sport is like the experiences I've had at different skate parks, meeting different people like Chase, things like that. That's literally priceless. So if you do just get a cheap Walmart bike and you hang out at the park and meet some lifelong friends because of it, like there's no value on that. So yeah, just like you said, man, you can get in the sport no matter what and just ride. The Never Ender, the El Paso homie who I've still not met yet. Doug, along with myself, my girl wants to get herself a BMX. Not sure if geometry is different or a factor for women. What would you recommend? Um, I don't know. You'd message me on Instagram or something with like your budget, her height, and I'm just gonna assume beginner. And I think that's it. And I'll try and find you guys something. Oh, color. Does color matter? Does she want like a pink bike or something? Because that might matter. But yeah, message me on Instagram, never ender, and I will get back on that. Uh I say a lot and I don't need to say so I'm sorry. Ooh, 53 minutes. Look at all these stories about you guys riding on Walmart bikes. Like, shouts out to Walmart for providing the good bikes for me. I'm just kidding. So I just skipped back to the bottom. Um, God, what is going on right now? Okay, Dirt Racer X. What's up, man? He says, "What fork do you run? I'd like to give 15 millimeter or 25 millimeter offset forks a try, but I've never ridden anything that aggressive." Um, so it used to be 32 millimeter was like controlled, right? And then 26 millimeter was more steep. And now BMX has shifted to where like 26 millimeter is neutral, 32 millimeters for flowy, like trail riding, and 15 millimeters considered steep. So everything just shifted down a little bit. 26 is very normal for people now, and it's not even considered aggressive. I was on 20, it was 26 Colony Sweet Tooth forks. They broke, and now I'm on 32. So I really like the 26. You can tell a difference like with turns. I noticed when I switched to the 32s, when I turned my bars, my wheel wouldn't feel like it picked up as quick. There was kind of like a lag on the turn, but you probably won't even notice that unless you pay super close attention. I think 26 is good just to have the general geometry. How I don't know. I started locking into nose manuals a lot better on 32, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it or if my brain just finally clicked, but maybe that does. Theoretically, 26 and 15 should make manuals or nose manuals easier to pop into, but harder to control. So maybe it does have something to do with it. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think you could try out 20, 25, or 26. And if you hate it, go back to the 32, but you'll be fine. Let's Never Ender says, "Let me make your intro theme background music for your podcast." Yeah, man, go ahead. Never Ender shot me a super sick logo re-up. So he re-upped my logo and I really like it. When I do a whole like another rebranding, I'll probably use it. I'll get like a tiny tweaks made to it, but it's super talented. Yeah, that's what I need on the podcast. I don't know how a podcast intro works or anything. I kind of want a different graphic for the Dougsterbob discussions. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I know basic Illustrator and Photoshop, but I'm not a wizard at all. Who called me Doig? Oh, wait, I'm going back up because I missed a really good question. No, I didn't miss a good question. I thought I did. I lied. I'm getting close to the bottom here. Glossy, you got me 20 likes. You know what, Glossy, just for that, you are a moderator for the next 2 minutes and 20. Wait, yeah, 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the live. Congrats, man. Thank you for that getting me to 20 likes. You're the best. Um, what else? We got any last minute questions, guys? Any last minute questions? Are we gonna guys, we have to have a couple questions so Glossy can use his see Glossy's wrench in the chat. There's a bunch on my YouTube comments I could go to. Chase says, who wants Doug to do a skate park live stream?" Chase was telling me to do this a long, long time ago, and we played with it a couple times on Twitch, but I never took it anywhere. Like I've talked about on this live before that I want to start doing it when I'm riding, just do a live stream, but um, we'd have to get at BMX or Barrick on board with it. Chase climbed a mountain this morning before Barrick even woke up, so that's kind of how those friends are. I feel like Rice. What's up, Rice Grain? I like the username. I totally missed your question. I'm sorry. He said, "Where should I start trying tricks on BMX?" And I don't really know what you mean by that. Uh, like where? I mean, I think the skate park's the best place, but you have to be careful with it because at a skate park, you're around people who are sending it, and if you're not prepared to send it, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt regardless, probably riding bikes, and that's just what happens. But so I have a friend that I stayed with in high school for a while, and he got into BMX because I got into BMX and he was riding with me. And I convinced him that he could drop in. And I was like, "No, you got it. Like, you've been riding for a couple months, you're fine." And if you've seen any of my Instagram posts, our skate parks awful. Anyway, homie went to drop in and just flipped over, broke his wrist. Like his wrist was like this, and I felt really bad. Now, if he would have started out riding in his driveway, that wouldn't have happened. But you go to the skate park, you're around like peer pressure, you want to ride, you want to send it, you want to progress like everyone else, and you get hurt. So if you're not ready for that, stay away from the skate park for a little bit until you get some more basic bike control. Let's see. Adam says my favorite Sonic order. Adam, all I get at Sonic is the cherry Coke Zero with vanilla and lime, or Oreo cookie dough Sonic Blast, and sometimes chicken strips. But I've been very, very disappointed in the chicken strips the last few times because I like I had Popeyes yesterday or Churches. I like Churches. Their chicken strips are just on another level. Then I get Sonic's chicken strips and they're literally like this small, right? And there's 3 or 4 of them. What's that gonna do for me? I could, like, just put it up my nose, it's that small. So, I don't really eat at Sonic that much because I'm very upset about that. I'm also upset, while we're talking about chicken strips, that McDonald's canceled their chicken strips because of COVID. Now they can only get chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are not the same. Their chicken strips were just like they re-upped them, they were so good, and now they're gone. So I'm boycotting McDonald's also and Taco Bell for getting rid of like half their menu. Anyway, I'm gonna quit before I just keep rambling. Bobby Hill says fly Electron, yes or no? No. I think the Electron is honestly just a little bit overpriced. I don't start to recommend the fly bikes until up in the Proton, right? I think it's the Proton. The ones below the Proton are just they're just overpriced. I don't know, man. I love the higher end fly bikes. They're absolutely amazing. But once you get hold on. I gotta double check, make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, Proton. Anything below the Proton is honestly like just a little bit of a ripoff. So yeah, that's my answer on there. Bypass says, Doug, if you could have a game of bike with anyone, who would it be? It would probably that is a good question. Anyone. Like the way I'd go about it would definitely just be somebody who would give me a good challenge. Adam LZ, that's who it is because I don't think he's that good. I'm gonna say it. He's good. He's very talented. But when he went pro for Stranger, I was like, what? He's not on that level. Like he is a very talented rider. And I would love, this is what I would absolutely love, proving myself wrong and getting absolutely smacked in a game of bike with Adam LZ. And I'd be like, wow, I was wrong. He's a way better rider than I thought. Or maybe I'd win and I'd be like, I told you so. I don't know. That would be a really fun game of bike because, like, I mean, he doesn't ride anymore really. So maybe the odds are in my favor. But that's who that that's a good question. This will be a good Instagram highlight for sure. Anything else, guys? Okay, Max. What's up, Max? Welcome to the live. Max says oh, tips for first step on learning hop bars. Max, first, can you bunny hop? If you can't, that is the first step. Second, I would say to do it just like standing next to your bike, close your eyes and just be able to throw and catch your bars. Throw, catch, put the other hand on. Throw, catch, put the other hand on. Boom, boom, boom. And just be able to do that with your eyes closed, do it fast so that your hands, like you're training your hands on where your bars are. And that's a huge part of learning the trick because when you're in the air, you don't have time to like find it, right? You have to be able to throw it and know that your hand is going to catch it. So what I also like to do is just, dude, even now, I just stand there and just bar, 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 bar. And I think every person that's trying to learn them should do that and get used to that. Muscle memory. Lay on your back, bar, 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 because that's going to teach you to pinch your knees and get your knees out of the way while you're doing the bars. If you don't pinch your knees, you're going to bar and you're going to hit your knee. And then the third thing, do it riding. Don't do a pull-up bar. I mean, you can. They didn't help me at all. They might help you. But do it riding and just bar while you're rolling. Don't pick up or anything. You have to pinch your knees, right? And you'll bust the bars around, but you'll get them around. And that is so, 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 so scary to actually do. But once you do it, you'll feel like on a new level of confidence because you didn't die and you'll be like, "Oh, cool." So try those few things and see how that goes. Chase says that I should game a bike Zach Scaroni. Um, only if Zach Scaroni gives me the special Chippendale dance. That's so crazy that he's a Chippendale or was a Chippendale. I don't know. Lucas says his phone's been on for so long, it's burst into flames. Yikes. Good. I'm glad you're using your phone to hang out with us. Um, Bacon. Where's good marinade? What are we talking about? Food now? Oh, is it because of my food rant? Dude, any chicken I cook, I do cook a lot of chicken, and it's nowhere near the McDonald's chicken strips. It's just not there. You know, I've applied to work at McDonald's like earlier, right? High school, Doug. Like 2 or 3 different times, I couldn't even get a job at McDonald's. How crazy is that? Sad. On that note, no, I'm just kidding. Um, all right, so I don't see any more questions, guys, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop off of here. You guys are awesome. Make sure that you're in the first 5 on the next live if you guys wanna have the blue wrench for the chat. And then, Chase, I miss you. Let's eat some cereal and hang out sometime. Anyway, guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope your weekend was full of BMX and lots of tricks. For you guys in the Midwest, get those shovels out, clear out the park. I hope spring is coming soon for you so you can get on the bike and ride. Those older guys, make sure that you're stretching before you ride so you don't get hurt. And we'll see you guys on next Friday. Don't forget, podcast every Tuesday. We will stay tuned for that. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. Peace.